What's up guys, Doug Polk here, and today we're going to be talking about what we got coming up for Scoop. We'll talk about my schedule, a little bit about last WCoop, last Scoop, talk about some of the streams we had before, and then we're going to also talk about what I got coming up this summer as far as the World Series of Poker goes, the Super High Roller Bowl. But before we jump into all that stuff, let's go ahead and take a walk here in sunny downtown Vancouver. Alright guys, we're about to become one of those people. Never thought I'd see the day. Alright. Alright guys, let's talk about the Scoop. So, for starters, in Scoops that have been in the past, in general, I have done a lot of streaming. You know, I remember last Scoop, I think I did something like 8 days in a row, something like that. So, this Scoop, I'm not planning on doing anything like that, not planning on going nuts. I'm spacing it out in a way where I am not where I'm not going to have to stream multiple days in a row. Because one thing I found is that when I have to do a stream and the next day stream again, it ends up being like way too much for me. So I'm going to be spacing it out. I'm going to have the stream times in the description below. So if you want to check them out, just kind of off the top of my head, it's going to be something like the 7th. I'm going to be streaming some cash games in the morning. On the 10th, I'm going to be doing a 25K 25K 8 max on YouTube. It's going to be my only YouTube stream. It's going to start around 10 a.m. And then on the 13th, I have a 25K heads up that's going to be on Twitch. So those are the three most close ones to now. If you want to check it out, there actually is going to be some action on State Kings if you want to buy a small piece. You guys are welcome to do so. But yeah, in general, we're going to be streaming on Twitch and about 7 streams. All right, time to get our Starbucks. What up, guys? It's the Ryder. Last time I played Scoop, I streamed more or less every day, and it was fun. You know, I had just started streaming. I've really only streamed on Twitch or streamed at all for really about a year. So I had a lot more oomph, and, you know, a lot more energy going into it, which was nice. But the thing was, like, you just get burned out when you stream day after day after day. It gets to you. So I'm gonna stream something like 6 or 7 days. Said that before. And in the last Scoop, you know, I ended up having a pretty deep run in 2K where I ended up taking it down and actually winning a Scoop. We've had a kind of ridiculous amount of epic moments on the stream, considering how few tournaments have actually been played. You know, I won the Kilimanjaro, I won that Scoop 2K, I ended up having that 400K cash, that WCoop. So I'm hoping to replicate some of that success. Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. I'm not gonna play nearly as many tournaments though. I'm gonna have some cash game streams. Really just gonna play the higher profile stuff. To be honest with you guys, when I play like a $100 tournament and I'm going deep in it, I just yeah, it's just hard to care because I don't like tournaments. The money is not very relevant to me, and you're just kind of a prisoner. Like, you can't leave when you want to leave. I'm actually more okay at playing some Micro 6 cash games because then if I'm done, if I'm like finished with the session, that's it. It's over. I can leave. But when you're playing a tournament, you're just stuck there. And sometimes, you know, and there are other streamers out there like this. I know there are. I've talked to some of them, but you know, when you're just like deep in your $50 tournament and that's all you have left, you're not like, yeah, this is sick. You're just like, when will the misery stop? So not doing that to myself this time. Few cash game streams, few higher stakes tournaments. I might throw in 1 or 2 lower stakes tournaments while I'm playing a higher one, but in general we're gonna stick to kind of the higher stakes events and go from there. So let's talk about what we got coming up after Vancouver. I'm going to be here until late May. I don't know the exact date. Yeah, I think my flight's on the 26th to the 27th. And then when I get back, it's right down to business. The Aria Super High Roller Bowl will be going. It's a $300,000 buy-in. Oh, Katie's here. I didn't even know you were coming to Starbucks.
I got done with the gym.
All right, got done with the gym. Stop. I have a selfie stick, by the way. That's the thing that's happening. All right, so anyway, what were we just talking about? Super High Roller Bowl. So we're going to be playing the Aria Super High Roller Bowl. It's $300,000 buy-in. and you had to win a lottery to get in. You know, they had a certain amount of seats that were reserved for VIPs, special players, and they did a lottery for the rest of them. Now, with only 5 people left or 4 people left, I was chosen, so I got in, and something like 60% of the people that were that signed up did get in. But then they did something that was like a little bit, I don't know, like didn't seem the most fair. After the drawing, they announced, another table or so of players that were going to be joined, and they basically picked out, well-known pros to join the event. Now, I like Poker Central a lot. I think they have a lot of great guys working there. I like what they do. In fact, I think one of the few good things going for poker in terms of growth is Poker Central, teaming up with Aria to get this 300K. I think it's amazing. What Carrie Katz does for the poker community, and most specifically the high stakes poker community, is outstanding. But it seemed a little bit not cool to me to be like, okay guys, tournament's happening, $300,000 buy-in, 49 seats, that's it. We're doing a drawing. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. And then we'll save 10 or 15 seats for certain people. Understandable, right? We get that. You want famous people in there. You want to have some people in there that make things a little bit, more appetizing to join. But to do that, take deposits, and then after you see that a lot of the players you wanted in didn't get in, to then be like, okay guys, turns out another table. I don't know, what do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about just adding in players after you've already said you wouldn't? Seems a little bit not cool to me. If you're gonna want players in, certain name players in, then just make the allotted amount of players bigger, and then have the drawing be a real drawing, so it's fair for all the people that are in the drawing. I'm okay with certain people getting preferential treatment. I think it's important that these events have, an option for some famous poker players to play, as well as certain businessmen to get in. I think that's great. I think it's great for the game. But to kind of pretend to all the regs, hey, this is gonna be fair, when it's kind of fair, just be honest with what you're doing and just say what your goals are. And if a bunch of players don't get in that you want in, don't change the structure because of that. But anyway, I probably will sell some small pieces of that on Stake Kings too. And that actually kind of leads me into my next thing. I'm selling for all 3 of the high roller tournaments I'm playing here, the 25K 8 max, 25K heads up, 10K main. And I'll probably sell some small amounts on Poker Central as well. And I kind of want to go in and talk about that because, there are a lot of different opinions on selling pieces on stuff like Stake Kings. Did I say poker shares? I'm gonna say Stake Kings. I'm selling them on Stake Kings. Needless plug for Mike McDonald. Hope things are going well. But anyway, selling these packages on Stake Kings, and there's a lot of people that think differently about should the market be okay with people buying pieces, because the question is, are you making money? Now, generally speaking, when you get talented players selling good-sized chunks of action, I think you tend to be making money, because the amount of people bidding, there's so much action to be had that the overall VIG won't end up being very high, and you're getting a good player. So generally speaking, I think a lot of those packages tend to be good. I think when someone's selling a small piece of an event, at a really high markup, just because there's a B. Oh my God, that's a B. What the hell? All right. Liked the phone thing. I'm allergic to bees. We're learning some stuff today. Okay. I almost got stung by a bee over here. Anyway.
See you later.
All right, I'll be back in the place soon. Anyway, so hopefully it doesn't come back. Okay, we're having a real good go at this. Anyway, so the question is it okay for people to sell these really small packages, or people end up paying really high markup because, at the end of the day, it's only $30 an action, or $1,000 or $100 an action, and someone's popular, the auction drives the price up, and then a lot of people investing might not be making money. Personally, I think that it should just be whatever the market decides. If the market decides that, we got an ambulance going by. If the market decides that, that there's enough demand for these players, then, that's the price. And your job as an investor, which is what you are when you're investing in these sites and you're buying pieces, your job as an investor is am I making money at this price point? So it's really up to you. And if you just want the entertainment value, then you can pay whatever you want to pay. But from the investor side, the investor standpoint, you have to be a savvy investor and understand, is this worth the money? Is this worth the markup given the structure, given the field, given this player's results? Do you want to be able to buy them or not? Now, going back to talking about for me, look, I don't have to sell action in 25K. I don't have to sell action in a 10K main. I don't have to sell. But the reason I do for those events is because I want people to have an opportunity to have a piece of me if I run deep, or you want it while you sweat, or you want it while you watch the stream, or whatever. I'm fine with if we only sell like a few percentage of each. I have a feeling that won't happen, but I'm fine just having the action. I just want to give you guys an opportunity to have that piece if you want it. Now, for the Super High Roller Bowl, I'll probably sell some small shares as well on Stake Kings, but they're obviously like, look, I've done well for myself. I obviously am going to have to sell some pieces of a $300,000 tournament. I know the headlines are going to read Doug Proven Busto can't afford to even play a 300K tournament. God, games are dead. But I'm going to sell at least some there too, because I would like to give you guys a chance to be able to purchase action, so that if you want to have a sweat, you're able to do so, or invest in me, or I am winning at the rates I'm selling. So if you want to be able to invest, if you want to have a sweat, whatever you want to do, you have that option. If you don't, you don't. That's totally up to you. But I'm only going to do it for premier events, because I don't even really play that many things. I just want you guys to have that chance if you so choose to. Let's talk about what's after the Super High Roller Bowl. World Series of Poker in swing. A lot of people are asking me, Doug, do you know what your schedule is? Do not know yet. I can guarantee you I'm going to play 10K heads up. Obviously the main, obviously the one drop, obviously 10K tag team. Let me think, what else is there? I'm going to play a mix of them. I haven't looked at the schedule. I don't go super hard though. I know there are a lot of guys that grind every day. Again, like other stuff I want to do. I want to make videos. I want to be able to not burn out. I want to be able to, that when I'm playing a higher stakes tournament, I feel fresh. I feel good going into it, and I don't feel that way when I have to play tournaments every day. So planning on playing something along those lines. And then also, guys, in the first week of July, most likely right before the main event, nothing is final yet, but I can tell you Upswing will be having a party of some sort where anyone that's in the area, if you're in Las Vegas before the main, can stop by, say what's up, meet me, meet Fees, meet Matt, meet some of the other people with Upswing, and just have some drinks and hang out with us. So if you're interested in that, we'll make an announcement at some point. We're still kind of working out all the details. I don't want to say anything and then have it not be true. Should be good. We did something last year at the Win. We had a few hundred people in the Players Club. It was a nice small event. I think it'll be good. This year we're thinking it's probably going to be a decent size larger, but we'll just play it by ear and go from there. So that kind of wraps up the schedule. One last thing I did want to talk about before we call it a day here. I want to talk about, some people that seem to be saying like, oh man, Doug, you're retired, dude. You don't even play poker. I just don't think that's like very true. I look at like this year and I compare it to kind of in years past. And yeah, I've played way less poker this year than I have in other years. Well, let's just take a look at the big picture on this year. We played 501K in Ivy's room. We played some 1K, 2K big bet mix in Ivy's room. We played some 25K high rollers. We played on a couple shows. Played a Poker Night in America twice, 2550. We played on Life with the Bike. We're gonna play these scoops. We're gonna be playing some cash games during Scoop. We're gonna be playing the one drop. We're gonna be playing a $300,000 tournament. Like, I'm not grinding like I once did. It's obvious that my goals and my focus has changed kind of from the poker side of things over to making more videos and streaming and social media and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still a poker player first, and like, don't forget that even if I'm doing videos and hanging out with you guys, that like, I'm a good poker player, and I'm going to continue to put my money where my mouth is by playing in a lot of these high stakes events. All right, that is going to do it. Oh, I'm really bad with this thing. It's going to do it for us, guys. I don't know if I like the selfie stick. It's kind of weird, but I'm going to call it a sesh here. I'll see you on Twitch if you want to stop by. If not, going to keep doing videos right here on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.